am your host, Michael Ofani X. I'm with my bro TJ. We taking it to the next level. The creative
Yes, indeed.
community is here. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you are here. If you are here and you're here to talk about your natural hair, right? Because we love ours. You know what I'm saying? We out here
Right.
representing for the divine masculines. Because again, a divine masculine is nothing without his divine feminine, right? And so we as a people take hair so seriously. We as a people have been hair has been used against us, right? The ability to love our own hair, the ability to care for how we take care of our hair has been taken away from us. So this is so critical, the conversation we're having with our good brother. And so before we get into the topic, please introduce yourself for the Be Your Best University to the BYB Hive, because we're taking things to the next level.
Give thanks and praise. And so my name is Terrence Harris. I want to thank you, first and foremost, because that's always essential, but that's also along with where I'm at in my journey as well. So thank you first and foremost. And then, yeah, other than my name, I've been actually producing my introduction as my name is Terrence Harris, and I'm a black man. To keep it plain and simple, I'm a man, but specifically more so, I'm a black man. So that comes with all of the community advocacy. That comes with all of the influential nature. That comes with all of the um, experiences and art, artistic lifestyle that I live. Like all of that's encompassed. So yeah, I mean Terrence Harris, the man, black man, you understand? So
Amen, bro. Talk to the people. Talk to the people. So we talking power, man, because I'm glad my Nubian brother came out to make sure that he is taking this to the next level. Because we are talking about our natural hair. I know in the picture that we sent out, you had the locks journey. So now you became a team Fro, team
yeah,
Afro, and everything, or team Nubian with team locks, because ultimately still is another version of the style. So talk to us about that transition, about what made you make that move from locks to natural hair, and how are you liking that transition?
so to start it off, like still have them right here. I'm gonna show y'all them Jones later, so y'all know I ain't had no faux. You heard me? Ain't no faux over here. It was all natural for 13 years. And so I initially got my hair locked because I started practicing and studying Rastafari. So, I mean, that was just like my introduction to being knowledgeable about oneself. And then, so 13 years later, most recently, I cut them. I cut them, man, because I didn't feel like I really recognized myself anymore. Like, I've had so many transitions in my life externally, but internally, I felt like I was like holding on to something that wasn't serving me anymore.
Mm.
And I had a few considerations or considerations as I picked up on what you did there.
Come on,
You
bro.
know, come on.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
I was like, what's the largest sacrifice I could make? Because it all started with a spiritual journey, like becoming Rasta. So I was like, I had sacrificed and divorced certain mindsets, and I was ready for that same kind of transition while still holding on to that faith and that belief. You know what I mean? It's still Rastafari every day, but like I knew there was something inside me that I could recognize, that I knew that my experience and my external appearance to everybody else, it wasn't distinguishing anymore. Everybody was seeing this version of me, and in that
Yeah.
version of me that they were seeing, they was coming up with their own expectations and assumptions. So that's like the brief, 2-minute elevator of it, like just to see myself differently, and then also to proclaim and make sure that I'm making sure that what I know is my extension onto others is being fully accounted for, and not just leaving it up to perception or whatever everybody else want to place on you.
Nah, that's powerful, bro. That's powerful. You might have to drop the mic on there, man, but you might need that later. You know what I'm
Right, right. I'm gonna need the
talking about?
whole. I'm gonna need that.
Nah, that was clean, bro. That was clean. I like how what you even just said. It's like the look didn't represent where you were in your journey, and so definitely you had to find a new look to represent that growth in the journey, man. So that's very powerful, man, because that says that you're doing the work in the sense of you're doing that review. Because for you to know that, you would have to know where you were in order to know where you are now, and if where you are now is representative of where you want to be or how you're feeling. So that's very big, brother.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, man.
For sure, for sure. And you sound great over there on the audio, but I think the video is a little bit laggy. I don't know if you had the Wi-Fi on or if the Wi-Fi is on. If you could probably
I
take the
promise you,
Wi-Fi
we don't
off.
even. I promise you, we don't even have Wi-Fi, Brody. But I think I do have a. I have a. I might. It might be my mobile hotspot. So I took. I'm gonna take that off now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
took
might
my
be
mobile.
what's
Yeah, I
yeah,
took my
because
hotspot off.
it shouldn't even be laggy if it's on the phone. You know what I'm talking about? You know how to go and go. So yeah, I want to
Hmm.
make sure it's in flow. But if not, it still sounds good in audio. So that's the
Okay.
main thing. We just want to make sure you're talking to the vibration of the people. I love what you said. You know, Rastafari was a big movement. You know, because I definitely feel like I am Nubian Marley, right? You know, taking that to the next level in the sense of just really he was more so from the Jamaican standpoint of it, but we're now seeing that we have to actually take it to the next level of it, which is bring our people together. And one of the ways we do that is through the love of our culture and the love of our hair naturally. So one of the things that has been the biggest consequence of slavery is our inability to love our natural hair. And so, real quick, we just want to give the people the game, right? Because that's the main thing that we do on our channel is always giving people value. It's straight value, straight value, straight value. So I hope you've already gotten value from just our real conversations, our real hair journeys, and things of that nature. But the real key three things we want to give, and then after I give my three, I want Brother Terrence to get into his three, and then we'll build upon that and just keep the flow going. Well, so quick three that we want you all to make sure that you're considering, right? Because the three that we're going to provide also applies to the ways that you can look and solve problems in your life in general, right? So audit, you first got to audit. You got to see where you're at, especially in your hair journey, your natural hair journey. You know, do you like your current hair? Or do you like where you're going with your natural hair? Is this something that you could take to the next level? If you're not auditing or able to review or able to truly look into it, from an objective standpoint, then you're always going to kind of feel like you're always gonna either lie to yourself or not actually be able to be honest to yourself, and either or is not good, right? So once you've audited and able to review, you then have to move on to step two, and step two is then agreeing, right? So once you've come up with the review, you know where you are. You got to come up with a plan. You got to agree with that next direction. So agreeing with yourself, agreeing with your higher self, more specifically, right? You got to come into agreement with your higher self that okay, this is the next journey for me, natural hair. I know that I love, for example, for us as young males, it was the Caesar look, right? Even in the name, what we used to rock, Caesar, was named after the Roman emperor, right? So we used to rock Caesars, you know what I'm talking about, and as opposed to braids, and so even with braids, right? Our people were so intelligent that they used to draft, right? They used to write escape routes into the hair in order to teach people. You know, they used to send messages through the braids, right? So this thing that's simple, right, is very powerful because it is also the distinction, the thing that makes us black, right? Because this we don't have black skin, right? It's our hair that makes us black, right? It's our melanin. So they always kind of focus on skin color, when in truth it's the velocity of your hair. Because even Indian people, right, Hindu people, right, they have black skin per se, but if you look at their hair texture, right, we're the actual only people in the world with hair, right, with actual hair, not fur. You know, them folk got fur. You feel me? Just like your dog. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why I just lay down like that. You know what I'm talking about? You say you got pet it. You know what I'm talking about? You literally got to pet your hair. You know what I'm saying? But see us, right? We go against gravity with everything we do. You know, literally in the way it stands and in the way we move. So those are the agreements, right? So you saw how we
Okay.
could just run them down. Those are the agreements that I had to come to into my knowledge of, my wisdom of, and accept for myself, right? Because you can say you love what you are, but if you don't truly love what God has made you to be. Again, they call that kua, just loving what you already are. You don't gotta love something else out there. You just gotta love what you were already made to be, right? And so when you love what you're already made to be, you'll see yourself elevating to that next level. And so from that second, once you've agreed with your higher self, you then have to take action or execute, right? You have to take momentum. You have to use momentum in your favor, or momentum will be used against you, right? So if we're not using our momentum to propel us to the next level, then our momentum is going to be used against us. Because again, if you can know something, but if you're not taking action on it or application on it, then it is not wisdom, right? You're not being wise if you're not taking action on the knowledge that you know. It then just becomes information, right? It just becomes information, and information without context is troublesome. Is very misleading. Is very deceptive, and it's literally what is being used against us. So many people are gathering information, but they don't know have context. They don't know when to use that information at the right time. Because again, that is truly what wisdom. It's okay to know something, but if you don't do the right thing at the right time, then it doesn't matter that you knew it, right? So we have to figure out when to do the right thing at the right time and take action at the right time. And so taking action, so again, reviewing those three, right? You got to audit yourself. You got to audit your natural hair journey, see where you're at with this process. Once you've audited that natural hair journey, right? You then got to actually agree with your higher self. Once you've agreed with your higher self and you see that this is the best version of you, this is what's going to take you to the next level, then you tap into that, right? Once you've agreed with that higher self, you tap into that. And then number three, right? Once you get number three, this is going to be critical, right? Number three is then executing, taking action, and using momentum in your favor. So those are the three I want to start you off with, brother Terrence. If you can tell them the three that you think is critical for them.
I mean, those three essentially, then when you dived into it, because we talked about it prior, and I could acknowledge that they were meaningful, but when you really just uh, dived into it, I'm like, wow, there's definitely there's a lot to unpack there.
Thank you,
So
brother.
the three that I have, I have, I would say that they are sunlight, water, and air. And some people are very like, I feel like I'm divisive, and sometimes, I'm problematic in spaces when I be saying that. You know what I mean? Oftentimes, because of like you said, maybe it might be, well, not even what it might be. I'm very, very sure of the fact that, you know, companies want to sell the products to your hair.
Mm,
And oftentimes what they sell you is a feeling. So
come on.
saying things like products give your hair nutrients or nurture, you want to have nurtured hair. And it's like hair is gonna grow itself, and
Mm,
you give it nutrients from how you consume things. So like those three essentials for me are, you know, and I'm gonna say the air one last. Let me hit water and sunlight because I had those ones pretty much down pat. I understood my connection with the sun
that's
and
good.
the properties that it was instilling in my hair, right? And oftentimes when you go in the synthetic or the artificial route, it exposes all of those impurities very quickly when you try to move around in the sunlight
Mm.
with, you could have natural hair, but when that thing get to melting and smelling and it create color, it discoloration. It's like the sun gonna let you know what's really going on with the hold on. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the sun gonna let you know what's going on with what's in your hair or on it. Then the water element, that was one of my favorites because I was recognizing what water was doing for my body,
Mm,
but then I was recognizing the exponential effects that it was having on my skin, which
wow.
is that's the foundation of what your hair growing out of. So a lot of the hair growth and like the way it distributes itself and the way that it grows in consistency deals with a lot with your skin health. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And so the air thing though actually hit me the best when I cut it. Now that I'm more like aware
Good.
of stuff and I'm in the city and I'm realizing how many hats I got on and how a lot of the moisture
Good.
is getting sucked out because of how I'm trying to accommodate the weather. I'm like, oh, this is why we tropical. I get it now. I'm like, this is not it. Like,
Come on, bro.
I see why people not growing no hair out here. Not to mention just the entropic environmental elements. That was almost a tongue twister. I had to pause there for a second.
Now you said that one. You said that one, bro. Took the
You know what I
glasses off
mean?
on that one. That was a tough one.
You know what I mean? And I see it every day, and I'm like, wow, like the state in which we have to at this point you spending most of your time revitalizing your hair because of how much the environment and like you were saying misinformation and disinformation, but this is I'm saying beyond that point once you've arrived. right? Like you said, the auditing, the and what were the other two? The auditing, the
Auditing, the agreeing with your higher self,
agreement, right? And then
hmm
so
taking action.
you feel me? It's like once you're in that stage, when you're ready to prepare that, that's where I'm advocating my three as well, right? After you've gone past the misinformation, the disinformation, you know what I mean? Maybe some of the propagating messages in the product marketing. Once you get past that and then you arrive at the place where you, like you said, willing to do the work and audit what needs to be done, I would advocate as well, complement it with God gave you everything that you need, and on a spiritual level, ancestrally, you've been gifted with all the DNA and all of the acoustic wisdom and records of how that hair is going to grow naturally. So I'm a big advocate of like products are essential when you're going into more like maybe styling or like just like when you're trying to body build. If you're trying to hair build and you have a specific build or a specific outcome or makeup you like of your hair, then sometimes products can assist you in that journey. But your hair gonna do what it needs to do essentially. If you're just trying to grow it and maintain it,
Mm.
hydration, you know what I mean? Getting a good communication and source of light from natural sunlight, and also the quality of air that you breathe and exist in. That's going to be essential.
That's powerful, bro. That's powerful, bro. That's powerful, bro. That's I like that sunlight because it's like, and I like how you extrapolated that out because it's like you were able to see what it was doing for you, and it wasn't until you took that journey that you were able to see how your other behaviors, in terms of even just how, like hats, for example, because we didn't notice that until we began, and so that's such a good call out because so many times we don't even know what's waiting for us on the other side once we take that journey. But if we stay comfortable or stay where we know where everyone else is in terms of Caesars, low cuts and never growing ourselves like plants or like trees, and developing ourselves, right? Then we won't even know or be able to see the difference, in the world, or in the behaviors of the world. So how much hats like fitted, because to your point, right? That's such a Philly flow fitted. And I didn't even think about, to the point of you saying that was literally Philly jerseys. You know what I mean? Even just like we wore that in tandem a lot of times. Actually, I say that too because AI was a big inspiration for my braids. No cap.
So,
Reading
yeah,
around. You know what I mean? Just a note, like I literally came out with a song AI, and now AI is out here. It actually even makes sense why. Now that I think about it, in 2000, why AI was such a big figure, right? Because that was also the start of this AI revolution. Because a lot of these companies that are here now, they were there at the start of 2000, and just we didn't have social media like we do now to break it down and realize like the real stock market play, or the business, the trade war plays that's ultimately going on. But we now notice, like, okay, we now see that it's like it's a lot of times how the elite speak. It would say what we like to say, reading the realm. It's how they read the realm, right? How they send symbols and signs, in low key ways without fully being loud about it, right? So, to your point, Philadelphia went against Los Angeles, the Lakers. So Kobe Bryant, right now you got your Kobe hair out. If you want to really even be real,
real
right?
rap. Got the Kobe Fro,
You got the
right?
Kobe fro. You know what I'm saying? From Philly. Right, right. So read that realm too. You know what I mean? So we're definitely similar beings in that regard, coming together in that, to talk more about that natural hair journey. And so I also want to give them. So we just gave the people 6 different games. So we want to give that people 9 because we like these numbers. You know what I'm talking about? So numbers is everything. So we're gonna give them 3 more. And this is one that we just actually learned from a event that we just came from. It was called the Black Male Summit here in Houston, and it was an excellent event, very excellent event. And it just was teaching us more about the importance of just being there for one another, building with with those who are seeing our unity, specifically our divine masculines amongst each other, because we as men have to be able to have these real conversations so that we can take ourselves and move our community somewhere that's worth moving to. And so what they left us with was what's called T, right? So you can remember it, called T. And to your point, TJ. So that's actually reading the realm. It's actually spelled using the first 3 letters, TEE, right? So that's actually the thing to remember that acronym with. So the first one is time, right? So time is the critical piece that we need to take ourselves to the next level. So when it comes to hair and time, right, it's gonna take time to do your hair, right? It's gonna take time to actually to have a new hairstyle. It's gonna take time to realize the traps about your hair that occurred, right? It's gonna take time for you to unlearn a lot of the toxic behaviors that we love, that we prefer. One of the takeaways that I got from that summit, they said is, we have to separate our preferences from our purpose, right? We got to separate our preferences from our purpose, right? Many of the people you prefer may not be along your purpose, right? Many of the people you prefer may not be along your purpose. And so many of us are mixing the two, right? We're thinking that I prefer this person, so I must be the person I should do this business with, but they're not there for you when you need them. That's how you know the difference, right? Are they there for you when you need them, right? If they're not there for you when you need them, then that person is more your preference than they are your purpose, right? And so the person, the people, the tribe, right? Just like how we're able to do this live now, they're always going to come through when you need it most. They're always going to show up there to support you. They don't need explanation. It's just going to happen. It's just going to go to the next level because most times they should see you as themselves, right? They should be able to,
Understood.
you know what
Right.
I'm saying? They should be able to
Understood.
overstand where you are in this journey. And so time is critical to that, right? So if we're not taking the time out to notice and to look into each other and to actually expand and speak more from the spirit and speak more from what we've then even in addition to what we've prepared, because we have to find that balance, right? We have to find our preparation, but also leave a little room for freestyle, right? Because this is life, right? Life always reminds you that you can prepare, you can paint a pretty picture, but you can't predict the weather. You dig? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? That's Andre 3K said that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, we got to make sure we don't get too trapped up in these picnics that we paint, and we need to get more focused on making sure we move on to the number two. So number two then is energy, right? So we got to put our energy into it, right? So our energy is always it's always we're like a battery, right? And ultimately, this matrix is trying to force you to become a battery for everything it's trying to do, right? So the key is using your energy for yourself, right? Using your energy for your goals, right? And not for other people's goals. So that's going to be key for you to love your natural hair, right? You got to use your energy towards righteous things, right? So again, remember, number one is time. It's going to take time to love your natural hair. And after you've loved your natural hair, it's going to take then energy, right? It's going to take energy. And so that leads us to number three, right? Number three, another E, right? Effort. It's going to take effort,
Mm.
right? All three are similar, but all three take a different component, right? So the energy that you put out, right? It's going to be measured by the effort that you put, right? So that's how you know where you're at with it, right? How when you look at it and you just take that, basically it looks like taking that additional step, taking that extra mile, right? It might be done, but you take the time to add that layer of explanation, right? That layer of thought that people feel. That's effort, right? That's
Right.
effort. And so again, done is better than perfect. We must always keep that in our forefront of our mind because again, how many times have we perfected things and we've never even finished it? We don't even post it out, right? How many videos are in our phone? Is ready, but it's just sitting there waiting for
Don't
us,
come
right?
for me,
So
bro. Don't come for me.
nah, I
Like,
ain't coming for your house, man. I ain't coming for your house.
like,
I just know where I'm at. You know what I mean? So I'm in my own home right now. You know what I'm talking about? You know. But yes, bro. You know what I mean? So how many times have we got videos that's up? So that effort, we just have to put more into it. So that time, that energy, and that effort is going to be critical to us taking it to the next level. And so thoughts on those three, brother, and continue to build.
yeah, 1,000. I want to go back to that last one, or in the beginning, what you said, um, but it related to what you were saying about movement. It's like an action. That was the A from the last one, but you refer to it as movement or motion as well. But in the beginning of these three that you mentioned, preference and purpose. And when I tell you, I just had 80, 90-minute conversation about preferences and the purpose behind an entirely different circumstance, but it resonated because that's a principle of life. You know what I
Come on, bro.
mean? It's like the way you do one thing is the way you more than likely do everything else. And
Mm,
I'm big on that.
that's
So
good.
um
I say that all the time, bro. That's a good one.
yeah, it's like sometimes people will negotiate with you, or like you say, it could potentially be misleading, which goes back into one of the notions that you acknowledged earlier, auditing, what's around you and what's in your life, that these are exceptions, or, to not cut off everything because of one thing. But and obviously there's are exceptions, and there are that notion in certain regards. But rules exceptions only validate rules. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? So which still stands that the rules are, we gotta be more purpose driven in our decisions. You know what I mean? We gotta do that. So that resonated tremendously as far as my time
mm,
warrant, right? Because a lot of our time in this life can be I mean, for lack of a better word, misused, right?
mm.
And
Come on, bro. Talk to
I'm
him.
big, yeah, I'm big on uh, being. I am very intentional with my time because I value that more than money or uh, validation or other things that people might seek out with why they spend so much time entertaining their preferences.
Mm.
Um, Number two, you mentioned um, effort, and what was the other E before
Effort,
that?
energy, energy.
Energy. I think energy into my hair is something that I'll take from this as something that I could even work on myself, because
It's good.
even with that notion that I mentioned earlier, as far as those three recommendations, I recognize in my locks that I have right here that I allowed my
Show him
current
the
life.
locks.
Yeah, my current life. Well, let me say this, and because it's ruffling. My current life circumstances, I was going through instability and inconsistency and a lack of certainty in my life, and I was letting my hair take that toll as well.
That's good, bro.
Now, I I had enough love for myself to recognize when the tender love and care was necessary, but I had never really reached the point. I hadn't reached the point in my life yet where I recognized that I needed to be tender, loving, and caring with myself optimally,
Mm,
not wait till it was necessary.
that's
You know what I
good.
mean? And when I was able to take a step and say, like, what went into what I introduced myself in the terms of my nude hair journey, what I recognized people were seeing me do to myself is how they were treating me. They were like, this nigga is not taking care of himself. I
That's
can
so good,
tell.
bro.
I can see his hair. This nigga's not taking care of himself,
That's so
right?
good, bro.
So the energy one,
Facts.
I that's where I'm at right now, is affirming and holding myself accountable of, like you said, the energy that went into it. My lady was just in here moisturizing my hair, and I got into a whole like tantrum about it. Like I was like, it was triggering. You know what I'm saying? Like it was mad triggering because I'm just like, there was some things that was exchanged in that comment. I'm just like, I never realized how sensitive I was about it, because this is my first time going through this in a really long time. So my energy was
That's
like
good, bro.
really, really thin. But we made new. We broke. We committed to new ground. Like we elevated through that conversation,
Good job, bro.
and that's why I'm half moisturized and half dry right now.
Hey, man, that's how you know you got a good wifey, man.
You understand?
That's it right
And
there.
then so the last one, like you said, effort. You mean I'm gonna have to learn that one because I'm at energy. And so
Mm,
wherever you just
that's
came
good, bro.
from, I mean, that's blessed. I mean, I'm thankful that you went there so that you could share that here with me today. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the effort is,
Thank you, bro.
um, when I hear that as far as feedback, you're welcome. When I hear that, as far as what I can provide as feedback, when I hear effort, I hear maintenance. You know what I mean? I hear the maintenance because it's like oftentimes greatness comes from the maintenance, not
Mm,
because, the gifts. We talked
that's
about the
good, bro.
gifts. You know what I mean? So it's like
Cooking, cuz.
Yeah, yeah. Give thanks and praise.
You gotta
Because
check the
this is
stove
like you
over
said,
there.
this is lived experiences. I ain't this ain't Chat GPT, this ain't AI, this like you said, this Allen Iverson. This the
Cooking over
answer,
there.
the real 1-9. So it's like feedback is essential. And I think what I can come from as far as just my current state is, there's maintenance and that can be intimidating because you know that everything that you work for can, you can potentially begin to not be grateful and thankful for it through a lack of maintenance. You
Mm,
you will show your lack of gratitude and your lack of thanks due to the lack of maintenance. So yeah, like
that's so good, bro.
yeah, time definitely the purpose and the preference element. As far as energy is concerned, affirming and making that commitment to hold myself accountable, and then the effort cycle reflecting the maintenance that needs to be acknowledged and committed to if we want to be great and be excellent. Because I heard this in my session today. I told you earlier I went to go shoot some videos,
Mm,
and I was shooting something for a choir, like some church goers, and he said we have to be excellent for those who are not believers,
mm,
right? We can come here and be delivered and we can sing the song and we can do the dance for ourselves and love what the Lord has given us. But there are non believers in the room. So when we sing excellently, this is what brings their hearts in. So I'm saying
mm.
that I'm going to use his bar
That's good.
and say,
That's
like,
good.
when we're excellent and we show up in a great way, not just enough, but in a great way with our hair, I think that's when we start letting them know what it really is. You know what I mean? That they not like us. You heard? Like that's when we really stamp it. You dig? So that's what I'll leave with that one is like it maintenance because greatness is essential at this point because of just where we are. We're not born at this time with what we know, like you said, equipped with the information and the access that we have, if we're not supposed to reach a certain purpose in our journey. So maintenance is like key.
That's good, bro. That's good, bro. When you were saying that, what popped in my head was, do you look like what you've been through?
Yep.
Do you look, and making sure we don't look like what we've been through, right? People shouldn't be able to tell if we're having a good day or a bad day. We should always be good, regardless. That's because that's gratitude. Gratitude is appreciation or being in a positive state, regardless of what's going on. Because you aren't really tested until the storm comes. It doesn't. You don't really know your character until it's tested. So many people want to believe we have a righteous character or agreeable character, but until we have a disagreeable situation, and we either choose to respond agreeably or disagreeably, then we will know, you know, and only until we are put into these situations we'll know. So that's what life is always doing to us. It's working for our good, never against us. And we truly, truly always have to remember that and walk in that because why would life want to hurt you, right? It ultimately, right? Because why would it want to hurt you? The reason why it wouldn't want to hurt you, right? Because it's made for you to discover yourself, right? It's made for you to walk in your purpose. It's made, and the things that happen to you, you can handle. Ultimately, have handled, will continue to handle. The key is we just don't like it. You know what I mean? That it's really just what we just don't like the conflict that comes with change. You know, but change is the only thing that's constant. Like change is the only thing that stays the same. And that's funny how that works, right? That the idea of change is the one thing that you will always have to go through. Why? Because we're always growing, right? And it's seasonal. Our life is seasonal. Our life is a cycle. you know our life happens and the key of our ability to know which season we're in for our hair is going to be critical. So that's what's reflection of our maintenance, right? The maintenance, because the same maintenance you need to do when you first started your lock journey was different from the end of your lock journey. you know the maintenance you need to do when you're married is going to be different than the maintenance you need to do when you're single. you know and so we have to also start moving towards more of the standard. And so regardless of if people are married or desiring marriage, we should start moving as if marriage is the standard, right? So even if you don't yourself get married, you should understand the value of it, right? You should understand that if you want better outcomes for yourself, then you should value this, right? If you want better situations for your life, then you should value this. And so what I'm seeing is that ability to know where we are in the maintenance journey, to your point, is so critical, right? Because too many of us are still treating our hair or treating ourselves like that same person that used to get ready when we were in high school, right? When we the same way we used to get ready back then in high school, we're still trying to get ready like that when we were or when we were in college, for example, right? Or when we were in our dormitory, or just when we were most comfortable, or when we felt most lit, right? Or when we felt most cool. You feel me? And so it's life is so much bigger than these seasons and these moments. You know what I mean? Life is ultimately it's a conversation. It's speaking back to you, or what you said. It's a feedback. You know, it's giving you back what you're feeding it. You know,
Mm,
life is literally giving you back exactly what you're feeding it. So if you're feeding it negativity, it's going to give you negativity. If you're feeding it positivity, it's going to give you positivity. The key difference I'm seeing is people don't like what they're giving life. You know, they don't like what life is giving,
mm,
showing life. They don't like what life is showing them that they're giving it. You know, and it's that disconnect, right? They're like, but I thought I was a good person. Why is life happening like this, right? No, you are a good person. You just don't realize how good you are. You know, or you are good. You just don't realize how bad you can be. Either one, right? Like it's more, and so it's not what you know, it's what you don't know that hurts you, right? It's not, so many of us know a lot, but it's our arrogance, it's our ignorance. Furthermore, it's what we don't know that harms us in life. And so the things we don't know about our natural hair, because to your point, even highlight said sunlight, right? Just the act of being in the sun grows your hair, for all cultures. So just us stepping into the sun more is one example, is such a revolutionary or evolutionary act. Because again, revolutions, we're tired of this circle we're in. We're tired of these loops we're in, right? Because many people are saying, we're in an upside down world, right? Good is seeming bad, bad is seeming good, right? And so we have to get out of that loop, right, and evolve out of this revolving door we find ourselves in, right? Of loving ourselves one moment, hating ourselves the next, loving ourselves the next, hating our,
mm.
and that all is also a reflection of our natural hair journey, because how we do anything is how we do everything, right? And so our ability to love ourselves and love our natural hair will be the reflection of how we treat others, right? Because someone said, because to your point of that, right? A lot of pastors, they always say, like, love yourself, treat others how you want to be treated. But what if you hate yourself? You know, what if you hate your hair? Furthermore, right? What if you hate the way that you look? What if you don't like how you treat? So we aren't giving our future enough language and enough game on how to solve against these conflicts that we know are going to come. You know, we tell them the information, but we don't provide them the context, right? We say, okay, love yourself, but this is how you love yourself. You know, this is how I this so these are the things I did, and we've already given you all some to love your natural hair. Whether we're talking about your sunlight, whether we're talking about your maintenance, whether we're talking about your time, energy, and your effort, right? So these are some of the things that how we've done to love our natural hair. you know and so with this, real quick, because we're nearing our 10-minute mark. We'll probably have 10 more minutes for this. I want to take this time out to give a shout out to our sponsors, and one of our amazing sponsors is here on the live with us right now. We have our digital marketing course, our good brother TJ. He's taking his marketing journey to the next level, and part of this marketing course is making sure he takes other people to figure out their value and figure out their superpower, right? My bro is like Professor X out here, right? He's showing other
Exactly.
people their superpower, because we all are soon getting our mutant thing going on, right? And so we have to make sure that we're ready for those moments. And how we get ready for those moments is by getting out there and telling our story. And you're not going to be able to tell your story if you're not marketing effectively, right? And so, our good brother TJ, if you could tell the people just some of the benefits of your marketing class, and also tell them about our sampler that we've been working on, just to get them going.
Man, I could literally not lock down and say all the things you mentioned about this hair journey are partially because, like you said, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. You're gonna save time. You're gonna save energy. You're going to be able to see results from your efforts, right? And then
It's
going
good.
back to the other one, this is going to give you an opportunity to audit what you're already doing and iterate into what you need to be doing,
Mm,
as far as also taking actionable steps to doing it. The moment you open this, you'll be able to actually see, like, okay, this is an actionable step. I've given tools that you could literally go download immediately and start sharing with other people, and you could start getting a return on your investment immediately. So,
mm.
like, all of the elements that we talked about today are things that are who I am. These are the, and like I said in the beginning, that's part of being a man and being a black one wholeheartedly. Is like embodying these principles and these ethics in everything you do. The way you do your hair, the way you do your content, the way you be in your crib. Is like the reason why I created this is because, like what he said, um, everything that I was doing looked like exactly what I was doing, which was I started off selling my own products. I started advocating for artists. I opened up my own commercial space. I learned the tools, and this is the marketing element right here. I learned the tools to effectively market my space with no startup capital, no knowledge of the credit system, all guerrilla marketing, social media promotion, and marketing strategies. And so
Excellent,
from
bro.
that point, I started iterating those strategies and creating techniques and other tools that are free because I needed them to be free. So I'm gonna give you the same game that I'm essentially using myself over 9 years of successful entrepreneurship online. That's what we have. And to be the reason why it's special today and it's a limited offer is because me working with him has shown me that there were some elements in what I already had that I could put together, but because this is a nurtured community and people who I know are going to receive and value the offer, I took it down like 75% just for y'all, and we just making it a like would you call it a meal? We making
Yeah,
it a
talk to
smooth
him.
meal for y'all. Like it ain't even nothing intense as far as an investment. So I hope that refills y'all and it fulfills y'all, and it's a 2 for 1. You know what I mean? I put a considerable amount of value in there for this community, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this and learning more about what y'all have to offer and what the community and the audience that we serve in today, like whether it be through the comments, the subscribers, and whatever engagement we receive. I look forward to following up with y'all and just seeing what the future holds.
Amen, amen, man, bro. You could drop that mic over there, man. I just caught it over here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, that's the alley oop, man. We on that AI Kobe. You know what I'm talking about? We taking this next level. Imagine AI and Kobe went on the same team.
On the All Star, that's an All Star game, right? This is
Yeah,
an All
they ain't
Star
got
game.
to. They got us now. You know what I'm saying? We the new versions. You know what I'm saying? Because that was amazing, bro. Because we're gonna take this master class to the next level. This was a amazing conversation. You know it's value when you feel it in the moment. You know, so I already know that when people are gonna hit this replay, they're gonna take it to the next level. And then we are also gonna make sure we clip different parts to make sure they see it because this is also gonna be on our live. To Brody's point, make sure y'all join the creative community, you know, because we're building community everywhere we go. And that's specifically the name of Brother TJ's effort, but TJ's community and movement, right? Because again, we got to build everything in community. And so that's so perfect because that's really what BEYB is all about, Be Your Best University. Reminding people about that hive, right? That hive mind that they got to have to take themselves to the next level. We got to get back in collectivism, right? Because a child will burn down the village just to feel its warmth, right? Because we have to get in tune, right? We have to get in tune. We gotta recognize that it's our responsibility. Like those are our children out here acting a fool. You feel me? Those are our responsibilities, you know? And so part of that is teaching them how to love themselves, teaching them how to love their natural hair, and teaching them how to have money making skills more specifically. Because that was definitely one question I left the panelists with for this Black Male Summit is just us as a people taking it seriously and to leave our males with more money making skills, right? Because that's literally the conversation I had with the elders. I said, you know, I love everything y'all are saying. You know, these it sound good. You know, I just got to speak for the youngins in that, like, it would help us believe y'all more if it was clear y'all knew what y'all were doing as it relates to getting money. You feel me? Simple. It's just simple, bro.
Simple, simple as
Simple, bro. And so they overcomplicate that and they over, you know, and so that is such a critical element, especially as a masculine, because we are judged by our ability to take care of others, not necessarily our ability to take care of ourselves. You feel me? And so that's what we feeling. That's the measure that we feel day in and day out, right? It's like, but who you taking care of? You know, who you paying for? What can you do? What's your value? Right? You're a human doing, not a human being out here. You feel me? And so we got to peep the difference, right? They want us just concerned with battery. You know, they want us. They
Yeah.
want us. They just batter you out, Morpheus. Right? You just want to.
And it's like you said, it's Duracell are black and brown because of the conductivity, the copper and the
That's
lithium. So
good.
it's in us. It's like we naturally, we the ones, we the batteries,
That's a good
the
build. I
charge.
didn't even think about it like that, bro. They can't even
I'm
hide.
in
They
the tech.
gotta
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it in
yeah,
that
yeah.
color. All batteries are like that color too, bro. Gold and black. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's good. That's good, man. Listen, bro. Bro been dropping game this whole time. We've been talking about natural hair, things you can't compare, and life lessons in general. Because the same thing you do, anything is how you do everything, right? And so the same love that we've gained with our natural hair is the same love that you must gain for your life as a whole, right? Because you can't just leave the work some in a small place. You got to keep doing the work, right? You got to keep doing the work, and you don't get to you don't get to ask the work to stop. Furthermore, too, you're right. You don't once you start this journey, you must keep going, right? Because you cannot go back, right? You cannot go back to where you were, and furthermore, you don't even want to, right? There's a reason why you left in the first place, right? Always remember that. There's a reason why you left that place in the first place. Doesn't mean you should never go back. It just means you must examine the growth from when you left. Is it worth it? Are you able to handle the conflict that caused you to leave? You know, if you cannot, then it's okay. You know, what you
Right.
need,
It's
who you
okay. Right. It is okay.
it is okay, and that's an end statement, right? It doesn't mean that, and you have to solve it by. You may not solve it for your entire life, and that's okay. You feel me? You might, but you should have enough legacy, enough vision that you should put your children, your legacy in a position to solve it. You know, you should, because ultimately that'll be the same problem that they'll have. So why leave your children with problems that you can solve? You know, that's true love. You know, that's true forward thinking, and it's only through that vibration will we take things to the next level. So we're getting on to the 48th minute. You know, I'm feeling the 48 laws of power. You know what I mean? That's actually one book that you can get on our Phonic bookstore. That's also one of our
Right.
sponsors as well. We also have our How to Write Grants like Legally Black. You know, so we're taking things to the next level. We're also gonna put this book on there, Light as a Feather, because the key. I just want to remind our brothers: make sure y'all keep your heart light. You know, in this natural hair journey, because it's gonna be critical. There's gonna become a lot of things to test you, but you can do it, and you can take yourself to the next level. But TJ, is there anything you want to leave the people with?
Absolutely. Number one, thank you. You know what I mean? And gratitude. You know, this month of February, Black History Month vibes. You know, my practice all this month is practicing being thankful in order to let those, not let those, but to recognize the wings that we all have, right? Everybody deserves to be lifted and given grace, including myself. So that's why I'm thankful. And I understand that we have unseen forces working on our behalf. And then the gratitude extends itself in that same manner. Secondly, uh, I'm letting the ancestors and God speak through me all throughout this month. So I just wanted to give you all that as just far as some insight and some foresight, maybe some hindsight for yourself.
Bars.
But yeah, I mean that's just some bars. But as far as just the technicals and the you know what I mean, you can find me at TJ News, TEEJAYNEWS. I'm pretty sure you're gonna put all of that in the description and
You
stuff.
already
And
know.
you know what I mean? So the link to the resource is it's a private link. So if you don't come to this video or get it directly from one of us, then it's like it's gonna be troubling for y'all to get there. I'll do my
Facts.
best after this conversation to see where we can, you know, align with making it available. But make sure y'all get that here first and foremost. So I got other tools up there for y'all as well. I have, I would say that this is a sample or an introduction to you becoming a digital marketer and understanding how to monetize your creative passions. But then I have a course called the Create course that elaborates on the mindset as well as the tools and giving you access to the community I've already built. So if you want to generate some leads or find some collaborators, we have that available for you as well.
It's good.
So, I mean, and all of that can be found on buyfromtj.com, all spelled regularly. You know what I mean? BUYFROMTJ.com. So, yeah, I mean, it's all about the creative community. I'll leave it at this note. I didn't want to be an artist growing up. You know what I mean? My folks was military. You're not getting paid from no art. This is not my background. I came to the being an artist game late. Um, like what most would consider late. I think I came right on time. You know what I'm talking about? Because like
Talk
you said,
that talk, bro. Me
I was
too, man.
equipped with knowledge itself when I stepped in. So I feel like that is what elevated me. And also a lot of the no's that I received were protection from things that I didn't need. So over this last, 9 years or so, I've been able to have ownership as well as self actualization through all my works.
Mm,
And I would like other people to enjoy
so
that and
good.
know that for themselves. So that's why I share this stuff because these are things that I'm doing to continue to build my legacy and move forward in my lineage, leave it to my lineage. Because,
Mm,
my legacy going to be what I do. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. My kids are going to do with that what they can and what they see. So
mm.
I just more so like lend, my experiences that I'm already committed to, because God gave me the will and the vision to see them through. I just like sharing it with people. So anything that I do, y'all will know about it through the creative community.
Amen, bro. Amen, bro. Talking that truth. Talking that truth, man. It's like you really just hit it on the head again, man. It's like we have to be able to build that community wherever we go. You know what I mean? And so giving people the game, giving people that value. Really, really what's popped in my head. I'm seeing the marketing, or at least a training, a free training, may have to be the next live, my brother. What you think
Okay,
about
let's
that?
get it. I love that. I love that. We got plenty of work to do. I'm excited, and you know what I mean. So yeah, whatever is the vision and whatever you have on your heart and on your mind, let me know. And like you said, there ain't no questions, bro. I'm on the battlefield with that.
That's it, bro. And then even from what you were saying too, like uh, self actualization from your art. That's so key. Why? Because we're just like our Father who art in heaven. You
Hmm.
dig? That's like in that in our Father's prayer, right? Our Father was telling us what He does. You feel me? Like He creates in heaven. You feel me? Art is another word for creations. You feel
Yes,
me? And so your Father who creates in heaven. And so that's what we have to be here, creators. That's what makes us God or Els, or ye are God, but children of the Most High. Adopted children of the Most High, more specifically. And so we got to take that to the next level. So that's so key, man. We got to keep arting in heaven. You know, and keep taking ourselves to the next level.
yes, indeed. And my light just my light just went out. So you did that. You put the lights out. I dropped the mic. You put the
It's
lights out, bro.
on that note, my bro, we're gonna close out. I appreciate you for coming through. This is the Be Your Best University. I am your host, Michael Ofwani X. We got our bro brother TJ. Make sure you tap into TJ News. Make sure you take yourself to the next level. My bro is tapped. Make sure you take yourself to that TJ store. Make sure you tap into our master class, our BYB master class, as well as also our BYB marketing class, as well as also our creative community, a master class, our creative community, a marketing course, even the samplers. I'm telling you, it's all focused. It's all game, right? And the key, I love what my brother says, T, is save you time, save you energy, and save you effort. Amen.
What's up?